Okay, guys, Uncle Ron, Brother Ron here on episode 3 of the RS podcast. Again, we have the Nahaleas on the line from Battleground, Washington, Auntie Gloria and Uncle Bill. How you guys doing? Aloha. Good morning.
Good morning. Aloha to you. How are you doing?
Good. As good as can be on Maui. Yeah.
Well, we have Maui weather.
Good this time of year, right?
This time of year is fabulous. We're here in, the adventures of the Nahalea. We roll and travel, and we're staying at an Airbnb on Capitol Hill.
Yeah. How's that?
Oh my gosh. It's become one of our favorites. In fact, we book it all the time every time we come up here because it's a cute little cabin behind a home, and it's right smack in the middle of Seattle, right up on Capitol Hill. And just, hustle and bustle kind of a place, very busy. Parking is always on the street. Hardly anybody parks in their driveways because there's no driveways. And, unlike where we live in Battleground, there's driveways and garages and all of that. Here, smack in the middle of Capitol Hill on Seattle is very dense. The homes are right next to each other, and people pretty much walk from their homes to go to eateries or, there's a plane going overhead. I think they're waiting for us to get on that plane. I think we're supposed to be heading to Maui.
Well, you guys got the green light to travel, right?
We're loving it. And we were reflecting, Ron, what our lives was like before Bill's stroke and what it was like after our stroke. And we were talking about our travels. Mm-hmm. And, traveling took us plenty of places. But we'll talk more about that later on. And part of the reason we were traveling was because Bill's passion and love for videoing and being a producer of 2 television shows here in the Pacific Northwest, at least. He did some in Maui, but right. Here in Pacific Northwest, he produced a show called Hawaii Showcase Television Magazine. Mm-hmm. And the second one was There in the Islands, which originated here in Seattle, but it took us to travel on location in Maui, British Columbia, all up and down the Pacific coast, Washington, Oregon, California, mm-hmm. Idaho. So because we had to travel, we did a lot of Airbnb kinds of accommodations, as well as vacation rentals by owners. It was pretty fun.
So did you find like those Airbnbs, all of them were like clean, and because sometimes I hear horror stories like.
Oh, we have a couple of horror stories, but for the most part, it was they're very clean, and they're like going into your own vacation home, where they've got it all stocked with some of the Airbnbs were stocked with a full pantry, washer and dryer, hot tub, pool, the whole bit. And others were very, very basic and very minimal, just enough to be able to lay your head down and studio living.
Right.
Kind of just like business. You go in, you go to sleep, and then you take off. That mm-hmm. kind. So we've done both, but I have to share a horror story one.
Here you go.
It was pretty fun. We were hosting a concert with Makaha Sons brothers. The Makaha Sons.
Right.
He happens to be Jerome Coco is a stepbrother of Bill's.
Yeah, right.
And we were hosting them, and we had gone to Eugene, did a gig there, and we were going to heli on out of there to get them to the airport. We were planning on staying at an Airbnb. So after the concert, now we're tired. We're tired, and it's going to take us an hour and a half to get over to Portland from I think it was in Salem. No, it was in Eugene. So we get up to Eugene. It's late at night. We finally find this beautiful Airbnb. It was supposed to have like 3 bedrooms in it and all the amenities that needed to be there. and we were going to spend the night. The next morning, get up and go to the airport. Well,
here we go.
The place was absolutely beautiful. I mean, it looked like it was a museum quality kind of home.
Mm-hmm.
And we go in, and it took us a minute to find the keys to get in, but we get into the place, and Jerome and Bill are walking down the hall looking at which rooms they were going to have, which was Jerome and his wife, Bill and I were going to have, and our other third musician. So we're walking around. We open up one door. Lo and behold, there's somebody else there.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
And we're like, wait a minute.
Weird.
No. They're weird. Weird. Unknown to us, there was another very small accommodation that was below this top part of the house. And we walked in. It was a little embarrassing because the couple that was there also had their mom who was ill.
Oh, really?
And was elderly that was there, and they came with no transportation, no vehicle, nothing. They apparently had come off the bus, and they thought that was the place they were going to be, not knowing that there was another place downstairs below in the basement that they were supposed to be at. So that was awkward, needless to say.
That's a freaky scene, really, I think.
Yeah, they're in bed, and we're,
is some lady ready to die or something?
So
like a horror flick.
So we're having to call the Airbnb folks and, figure out what the situation was. Clearly, it was a mistake. We were supposed to be up there at the house, but when we saw the conditions and what was going on, Jerome and Bill looked at each other and said, bro, we're going to go, and we took off. We went to a hotel instead.
I hope you get your money back.
I believe we did. I believe that they gave us a credit for another place. But I'll tell you what, we cracked up about that because it was like we've never had that happen.
Yeah, that's freaky actually. So you got an old lady. I mean, not to say nothing bad about someone that's ill or whatever, but man, that's a freaky scene, right?
It was a freaky scene.
Because you guys are all, I just imagine you guys are all happy. You guys are going to play her music and travel, and all of a sudden you open the door, there's like, some old lady, and they just got off the bus, and I don't know. That's not right. I mean, how can you make a mistake like that? They're not paying attention as business people. It's like, hey, let me double check.
It wasn't Airbnb that was at fault.
Oh, okay.
It was the people who walked in.
Oh.
Did not look at the instructions that said go downstairs in the basement and there's another entry down there. Yeah. So it was not Airbnb, but they did take responsibility because of the fact that we end up leaving.
Well,
but that was no worries, because the good part of that story is that the Eugene folks had packed us up a really good midnight snack, so we were able to get to our hotel rooms, and we giggled and laughed that whole night, just cracking up about what had happened. And we probably got a couple of hours of sleep before the time to get up to go down to drop them off at the airport for them to return back home.
Imagine what food can do. Food can just heal everything, huh? You guys got midnight snacks. Okay, no problem.
Exactly, right? That's, always heals everything.
Yeah.
But anyways, our Airbnb travels before Bill's stroke, and the way we had traveled in the first place, we had learned from Uncle Jim and Auntie Flo. They were in their 80s.
Wow.
When we had met them, and he is a doctor, a very intelligent PhD gentleman that was into historic. He loved history, and he was always chasing down bits of information. He actually got me hooked on the Kanaka and Native First Nations connections here in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay, so that's how you got intrigued by everything, then, huh?
That's one of the reasons I got intrigued by it, because he actually contacted me about the works that I had done here, the earliest works I had done in my research documentary, because I actually met up with the Kalama family and other blended Native First Nations and Kanaka bloodlines. And many of them shared their stories with us, with Bill and I. And that's how Bill was actually doing a lot of that video and filming for his TV show. So, of course, we would have to travel. Well, Uncle and Bill were having a conversation about, he's very pake. Pake is frugal. And he really was having an issue with Bill and I going into Airbnbs and renting or hotels. So he decided to enlighten us with his wisdom of traveling by van. And at the time, we did have a cargo van that we were driving around. And he's looking at that and looked at Bill and I said, "Oh, there's your hotel."
Resort on wheels. Yeah, so 1985 Chevy cargo van, guys. It's got a bed, got cooler, got an hibachi, light them up.
Exactly. So even down to the toileting, he had that down pat. He showed us his van, and he had one of those little buckets, painting kind of buckets, rice or shoyu kind of buckets.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he had a toilet seat, one of those padded kind, luxury.
Wow.
First class kind.
Yeah, that works though.
So he was showing us his accommodations in his van. He had like a caravan, minivan.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he built a bed with plywood, and legs were wood, and underneath this bed is where he would put in the coolers and the hibachi, all that. And on top of the bed, he had found one of those cushioned mattresses.
Yeah.
And he put that on top of that. And then, of course, Auntie Flo with her beddings and all of that, she outfitted that with that. And they made up this cute little curtains around the windows so you could have privacy. And they had one of those TV trays that you could use for a table to sit at.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they had it all down pat, and they were telling us how we needed to be able to travel without that. This is kind of pre-van life that is a big trend now.
Right.
He was so advanced. He was doing that way back in the day. So he told us about that, and it came in handy because one day we found ourselves out in an area called Tahola and Queets. That's way out there by Forks, the northwestern part of Washington.
Yeah, you're talking about that, yeah.
Yeah, those parts are very remote. But you can pull over a lot of different places.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that's where serial killers might, hang out. No, just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Or Sasquatches or any of that.
Ted Bundy wannabes and stuff there. That's where they hang out.
Exactly. So,
no, just kidding.
And
joking.
I raised those issues to him. He says, no. You go to the places like the casinos and Walmarts. And you just pull up there and make house and
save money.
Go moi and have you got your cooler, you got your hibachi, you got everything. You can go ahead and have a hot meal. Go bed.
Well, you guys saved a lot of money doing it the pake style.
Well, the pake style actually worked because we ended up going over to the casino. Mm-hmm. And there they had a beachfront area. I thought we were the only ones doing that. Oh, no. This whole area, the whole parking lot was full.
Oh, that's classic.
And it really was good it was really good fun because by the time we actually made friends with our neighbors around us, they began to share with us different places to go and the right places to go that you weren't going to have the Ted Bundy kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's the last thing you want, right? Like a what's his name? Like an Edward Gacy. Hey, how you guys doing? Can I borrow your hibachi? Watch out, the hatchet's coming out. And then I can just see you guys, Auntie, the Hawaiians. That'll be a good script for a movie. You get like serial killers out there in the Northwest and the Hawaiians out there. You kill them with kindness, right?
Well,
Hey, brother, what are you so mad for? Why are you so psychotic? Here, cow, eat. Omole, eat. Cow, omole, relax.
yeah, we get beef stew. Have something with rice.
Yeah, and you
You know?
transform those serial killers into like Hawaiian musicians. Can you imagine that? That'd be funny, yeah? I used to
Well,
be a serial
actually,
killer. But thanks to Auntie Gloria and Uncle Billy and their friends, I learned Kani Kapila. Ching, 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 ching. I don't kill no more. I hate killing. It's all about love and aloha. Ching, ching, ching.
well, one of those icebreaker songs that we used to use because out in these places, Bill's way of relaxing was he would pull out the ukulele. And he'd just be strumming away, maybe humming, maybe singing something, but that was his way of relaxing, and I think about those images of him sitting by the beach, just looking out in the cargo van, pulling out a one of those camper chairs, playing music. And whenever that happened, there was always, he would attract people coming by. Oh, you from Hawaii? And, that whole conversation happens. What are you doing here? And blah, 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 blah. And when I was in Hawaii, we did this and that, that whole kind of icebreaker.
Yeah,
And we actually
it's
met a
amazing.
lot of people that way.
Yeah, you guys you're like a magnet. Yeah.
We're just nuts. We're nuts. We're open to meeting people, but nothing ever really actually happened to us on the road.
That's good.
Um,
Only good stuff
and we,
happen on the road.
yeah, it was. We roughed it. We were able to do that kind of thing. We've walked trails that were rocky, not exactly smooth paved or cleared paths. We did a lot of that kind of thing. One of the places we had gone that Bill was filming was a surfing competition here up in Westport,
Wow.
and so that the image. I wish I'd had my phone camera to have videotaped him because he had all of this cumbersome. Those are the days when you had all the lights and you had the huge big cameras, and
Yeah.
then the sound things, and you had to have the umbrellas for making sure that the light shone on you exactly where you needed to be. I mean, it was just cumbersome. And he's traveling with all of this burden, walking down these skinny little paths of sand, and then finally getting to a sandy beach area, and then set up. Oh, mercy. There he is. Can you see him? Oh, I can see him. I'm videotaping this as we're talking because
Oh.
we're here at this beautiful Airbnb. But anyway, so he would be taking our all that equipment down there and then videotaping. So that being said, those on location opportunities of travel was something else. Something else.
But I mean that you guys did a lot of traveling before you're traveling because of the the profession you guys were in. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
Correct.
there's like two different kinds of traveling. I think what I'm trying to get at is your basic business traveling and then you guys project traveling. Maybe there's three different kinds of traveling, but nonetheless traveling.
Well, one of the traveling that I was used to doing because I used to be a regional sales trainer
Yeah, that's what I
for a
meant.
cosmetic cosmetic company.
Right, right.
And back in that former days, this is before I met Bill. We had these awards banquets where you got all gussied up. It was kind of like the Academy Awards, so you're dressed up to the
Red
to
carpet.
nines, red carpet, and the dining was that you were served
hors d'oeuvres,
that kind of thing. And of course, the hotels we were staying in were 5-star hotels.
Gotta be, yeah.
Yeah, we were on boat cruises. Sometimes we were dining up at the very top of a hotel where you can view the city and all that kind of wonderful things. So, I went from that to very humble beginnings of roughing it in a van or even in our cars. We have even had to do that where for whatever reason, something stopped us, whether it was an accident on the freeway or en route, that we couldn't go any further. We had to kind of just camp out.
Yeah,
and sometimes we had to camp out for 6 hours. Yeah. And dining on, maybe some saltines and those little things that you get from the fast food places that you just kind of threw in your glove box.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, when you're desperate to eat, yeah, you eat anything,
Right. Well, all those long drives you guys always do. I notice you always have like a bag of snacks. I remember, like you got good snacks too. You always get good snacks.
Oh, I know.
Like the last time we went, you had like Cinnabons, right? Later on, you're hungry. Auntie's over there. Eat this. Like, what is this? Oh, cinnamon buns. Shoot. And she's like, you like coffee? Yeah. Remember you pulled in one 7-Eleven or something or Starbucks. Yeah, go get coffee for us. Like 3 large coffees. I'm spilling it coming out. It's like 20 degrees outside. We got cinnamon buns in the car. Whoa, cherry, man. Perfect.
Or even it reminds me of, because lately we've been going to these truck stops to get gas, and these truck stops we found out, oh my gosh, their gas prices are a lot lower than what you would see in the city in the regular gas stations, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and when you go into the truck stop little shops, man, they got goods, they got goodies to eat, and you name it, they've got like JoJo's and some of the best fried chicken that we've ever had, or their coleslaw or whatever they've had. And these truck drivers eat well when they go on these places. It's no wonder they're packing up their coolers with stuff so they can go on the road and just call whenever they want to. When they pull over and they need to have a sleepover or whatever they have to do, or rest up before they go on the next few hundred miles.
Yeah, well, long driving, they gotta have food.
Yeah, so back to Airbnbs. Yes, we've had some of the best ones. Last year, we actually were food vendors for several different festivals, and the gal who was doing all of our bookings. Okay, she is nothing but first class. She doesn't take the little cheapy little Airbnbs that Bill and I might go into, as we travel. For us, it's just it's a means to just stop off for a couple days and then move on. Yeah, we weren't going to be doing any kind of sightseeing or any of that. Well, this gal, no, she had to get the ones that were like sitting on the top of a mountain overlooking a beautiful vista.
Wow.
Okay. Or being
on
the
beach. Yeah.
No, she doesn't fool around. We're across the street from the beach, so you can just wander across.
The Midas touch.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing and pretty awesome. And last year, there was one spot that we stayed at. It really was. Imagine going into an old country retreat, like a ski resort retreat.
Yeah.
Everything is made of wood.
Right.
And then they have this big old massive kitchen. The island is as big as the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know,
I imagine that's like rich people kitchens.
the rich people kitchens. It's the $1 million homes. Okay, and
Not just a hot
every
plate
room has, yeah, every no no
and
no
one
hot plate
pan.
there.
It's all crappy pan, but here you go, man. Fry your
It's nothing but
sausage, Hawaiian. No.
Yep, yep, top quality. There's seasonings and everything is like,
Oh
you could
wow!
tell their name.
Right.
And every room having a view. Either you're looking at the mountain or you're looking at a lake or a river. Well, this one particular one had that we had stayed at had these rocking chairs. I mean, they were just amazing, and you could just sit out there, rock away, and talk story, and memorabilia. Perfect for kupuna like us.
Yeah.
And we were really blessed because last year we were just told, just come into the festival whenever you want to. Don't worry about, clocking in at all. Just kind of enjoy the location and the places you're at.
Right.
We really did do that, and it was so enjoyable. I felt kind of guilty, but we enjoyed it. So Bill and I found ourselves sitting on that rocking chair, looking out, and he's looking at me, and we've got, both of us have got a little toddy with us, and just kind of enjoying and looking out and reminiscing about how hard we used to work. and here we are, just enjoying.
So you're just kind of reflecting, on the rocking chair and reflecting on life. That's pretty cool, though, right? That's pretty nice.
It was cool because then he started talking about how he missed those days when we would
stress out,
travel to video.
Oh, not stressing. But no, well, Uncle Bill's always like that. When I first met him back in '83. He was always hauling stuff around. Is Uncle Bill there? Uncle Bill, you're always hauling stuff around before time. That was it.
What, pa?
You was always hauling stuff around, all your equipment and stuff. That was your gig, right?
Yeah.
That was part of your life.
And you helped me with the surfboard too.
Everything you needed.
Yeah.
Whatever you needed, I was, try to help you, right? Carry them. But that was your life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Filming.
I want to tell you that I went and talked with Paul Venus this morning. He's doing good. You're going to that thing, man. You're going to the premiere.
Oh yeah, his premiere tomorrow. Yeah, it's his
I
premiere.
wish him the best. He's a good boy. Good boy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll be good. Yeah.
Sorry, bro. I got off track.
No.
Well, actually, not really, because Paul Venus was he also was in video work way back in the day.
Right. He was always like that when he was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's still in the production. That's something that both Bill and Paul have in common.
Yeah.
And same as with you.
Well, Uncle Bill and Paul more so, because they're like really in the filming stuff. I more like came afterwards with the small cameras. I couldn't cut it doing what they did. I mean, they were really true artists back in the day, I think, with video, with all the analog stuff. Nowadays you just click and upload, click, that kind of stuff I can do. But back in the day, man, you were an artist because you get to splice the tape, your audio and all that's all separate. Too much for me.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from Bill, being on the team with him. I knew nothing of production work.
Mm-hmm.
What I could do, however, was I was a pretty good interviewer, and so a lot of my hosts or the folks we were interviewing were so amazing to me, anyways. So that was fun for me. I mean, it was something I was not interested at all when Bill first proposed it to me. But then when I started to get involved in interviewing people, I learned that what I did have was a keen sense of curiosity. And because I was curious about who they were and what they did and their achievements, I always walked away from every interview going, oh my gosh, I didn't know this about this or that person. That brings us to those, those books and authors. Some of my most special moments was interviewing the authors of the different books.
Uh-huh.
And I sent one of one of your books amongst some of my favorite authors I had a chance to interview and get to know and have become friends of mine over the years.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Oh, the people you met. Yeah.
A lot of unsung heroes out there, Ron.
Too many.
And folks, the ordinary, like people like you and me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not a lot of folks know about what they do or who they are. And so it's become a passion of mine to be able to at least preserve for at least 15 minutes of fame for them.
Yeah, when I was visiting you guys up in Port Orchard, you had like 2 different books from like the authors we talked about in the last episode. But I remember the gentleman that was I think he was in the 442nd Regiment, yeah? World War II. Was that?
Reynold Muranaka.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
Do you still have those books, Auntie? You still have those?
I still have those books.
Oh.
And interesting that how I met him. A lot of these folks I never met at all unless they were because of what through Bill and his work and his, he's a workaholic. So he's out there constantly looking at who he's going to promote next, what he's going to market next, what's the newest thing that's going on and who's who. And, and he's got a network of over on his Facebook alone, just random people of over 5,000 people who have contacted him for a variety of different things, particularly around his television show. And, when you're a producer, people want you to know about their particular works or their new book or their new CD or their new company, whether it's a retail or a restaurant or new surfing stores. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, yeah, they just want to they want help getting the word out.
Exactly.
Right.
And they knew that Bill was really good at doing that. So he's got this huge, long list of people that he networks with or that they reach him and contact him. And so Reynolds was one of those that Bill was promoting the Asian Pacific Culture Center here in Tacoma. And he was doing we were doing an event there, so he was talking about the center. And so this randomly author happened to watch that show. And he reached out to Bill to, talk to us about his book that he had written. Mind you, this man was, 90, 92 when he wrote his book?
Yeah, you're telling me that. That's
and he passed
amazing.
away, like he was 96, when he passed away.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I read portions of that book. It's amazing. I mean, so how many copies of those? I'm sorry, I'm going off subject, Andy. Sorry, but it's just that's a good book. How much of those books do you have? Do you know on hand?
Yeah, I've got a whole, probably one of those, a box of them. Probably about at least 60.
60 of that book? Wow.
Of that book. And,
okay.
And the reason that I have that many is that when he contacted me, he had talked about these books and shared it with his family. His family was not interested at all.
That's pretty sad.
In any of the books. And they didn't even bother to read it. So he had given me a couple of his books and said, just read these if you'd like to read them. That would be great. So I did. And, anyone who gives me a book, I am going to read it. I mean, if someone took the time to write it and they've invited me to read it, I'm going to. So I read both of them, and I was going, oh my God, I didn't know this, and I didn't know. He was into social work, and so he was sharing his earliest recollections of what it was like when he was in the industry. He was in it for about 40 years. And then the other one was about Japanese being an important language to understand and know. And that one, again, I know I'm not a military person. I don't go into looking at wars and all of that. I'm just not that kind of, that's not my passion. But I read it. And it was interesting because that did kind of encourage me to learn more about the history of the world. And so when I read it and I contacted him back that I did get a chance to read it, it was really great. We'd love to do an interview with you. And he's going, no, I don't want to have it. Don't interview me, but, talk about my books and blah, 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 blah. So we went to go visit him. He says, come over to my house. I got there and he's got all of his books in these boxes and he's giving them to me. And said, use them to raise funds for your projects you do. I believe in what you're doing and use them for that.
He just loved to write books. That was inside of him, right? That's in his DNA. He's just a writer. He just did it. He was a doer. I mean, there's a lot of guys, they only mouth, yeah, auntie, uncle. They just walk out, yeah. They just talk. But that gentleman finished the book and it's history. So you got 60. Maybe next time I fly up Washington, I like one copy. Maybe help you market them or something. Because there's a lot of people that's into military stuff, It's huge.
Yeah.
It's still huge.
For real, there are.
Yeah.
And you've been really helpful and inspirational to me, Ron, in establishing and developing my YouTube channel.
Oh,
and
okay.
the more I talk, the more I do things, I thought, you know what? This would be a really wonderful gift for anyone who subscribes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, yes. I mean, he gifted you those books. He actually blessed you with something now that you can use to promote your channel. Yeah.
Yeah, and I never even thought about that. But, since I am purging and I want to share those things that these folks have poured a labor of love into.
Yeah.
Someone's going to appreciate those books. And
somebody
them.
will, because anybody who paints, plays music, records their music or, makes copies of their paintings or whatnot, they love doing what they're doing, and then writers the same way or whatever,
Like us, you and I like to talk to each other. we can talk for hours, Ron.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
We've already done that how many times? We've gone on our road trips, and then it's been nonstop talking from the moment we got in there to the moment we landed.
Right. I mean, talking is good. I think podcasts are there's like a gazillion people doing it, but I think yours one that you're gonna do is gonna be good too because it's valuable information you want to talk about. And like I said, we just share information. Me, you, Uncle Bill, Chip, whoever. We just share it.
Actually, a lot of what I want to share, at first I was kind of, but I do want to share a lot about my hula experiences and our reflections and how our lives has been centered around the Hawaiian culture. Not knowing that the Hawaiian culture touches all parts of the world. And the kumus that I had met, the festivals we'd attended, all the festivals across the United States and in the islands. And as we started working more with that, it just naturally worked in that Bill, his work with Hawaii Television Magazine, covered all kinds of different aspects of the Hawaiian culture, current events, surfers, special people, those who were artists, those who were infamous and those who were famous, all those.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really interesting that when we started to kind of blend and blend our careers together, that just opened up even more opportunities of of enriching his and my life has been totally blessed and enriched. And the more we think about it, and the people we meet and the people we've met, the folks you have met, every single one that you've met have had a profound impact on you, because you remember them and you're going, oh my gosh. And so your network of folks has gotten even larger than what you already had.
Yeah, definitely. Because, the thing about, I think, the people I met through you and Uncle Bill was they're mature, they're like, I want to say it this with respect, older, mature, intelligent. They don't take any BS. They're like, whatever path they chose, they stuck with it. Like every one of them that I met, they have this intelligence. They have an attitude like they own their life. They own what they do. In other words, like if Chemo's a historian. He owns it. He doesn't do any. Well, he does other things, I'm sure, but what he does, what he's passionate about, I should say, he owns it. Like everyone that I met, like Chip, he's a videographer, right? And that's what he does. He's a husband, father. I get it. He does these other things, but his videography, he's passionate about that, And all your Wahinis and musician friends that I met, I mean, that's what they do, and they own it. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
and they're proud of it in a good way. They're proud of what they do, and they're just positive people.
Very, very much so. And I think, because of their variety of interests, I mean, for me, it continues to kind of feed that addiction of my curiosity. It feeds that addiction of my travels. It keeps feeding my, what's around the corner? Where's that? Bill gets kind of recently, because of the condition he's in more now. Before, he was always very cautious of what I did and what I wanted to go and see and do. I'm kind of I have an adventurous spirit.
Yeah, you do.
And so I'm going to be the one that's going to be at the top of a mountaintop, and I don't mind going to the tip of a cliff and looking over. It would scare the bejesus out of a lot of people. Particularly my husband, when he's looking at me going, oh no, please don't.
Well, can I share one story of exactly what you're saying?
Sure.
That time we went to see Aggie and Angela at the Connaught, right? The casino.
Yeah.
So, me and you, we got up early because you have to have your alone time, right? So I'm just going to paint a picture so whoever's listening. So I wake up like about 5:30. Auntie's already up. She's in this little lounge in the restaurant, and she's having coffee. I see her, she sees me, she waves. So she needs her alone time. So I have my alone time. I order, I don't know, eggs and coffee or whatever I had. I don't know what I had. And then the sun starts to rise. I don't know what time it was, but we were down there for a while, yeah. And you had your own, you're on one side of the dining room. I was on the other side, and I just seen you sitting there. I go, you know what? She's okay. I go back up to the room. I lay down, turn on the TV, watching Fox News. I don't know what I was watching. And then the sun's already out. I look outside, I see the ocean. And Uncle Bill, he calls me, goes, hey, where Auntie stay? I go, she was downstairs, Uncle. So I go see him. And he's like, hey, I don't know where she went. She's not answering her phone. I go check then. So you didn't even tell us where you was going to go. So I walk outside. I go, where did she go? Maybe she went walking on the beach. And sure enough, I see you in the distance. You look like one tiny ant. I knew it was you because you had that hoodie, right? Like a bluish hoodie. So there she stays. So I ran up to the room. I go, hey, Uncle Bill, she's still walking. Where? On the beach. I don't like her being on the beach by herself. I go, I think she should be safe. She goes, no, bro, any kind of crazy guys out there maybe. I go, she's, And then, and for some reason, you walk really fast because I went down to the lobby and guess who I see? Auntie Gloria, ready for going inside the elevator. And I'm like, you know what? Your husband kind of pissed off at you, right now. So you deal with him. We get up to the floor. I'm like, good luck. He's nuts. No, he was
I
worried.
like how you.
He was worried. That's why.
Oh yeah, I love how you were just being my bodyguard. You just quickly dropped me off, and boom, you were gone to your room.
He was
You didn't
mad.
want it.
I think he was mad. I said, he was mad. Hey, we leave her alone for her. I go, she just went. We'll leave her alone. I was, oh, sorry, Uncle.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, next time you should say something. Text us. I'm gonna walk in by myself or something. We never know we went. But anyway, it's all safe.
I know. I get scoldings for that a lot, which is okay. It's part of my DNA, my MO.
Yeah, and that's why you guys' story is it's a good love story, you guys. By the way, anybody out there with Kala, we want to do a video. We want to do a documentary. Hint, hint. Need money.
Hint, hint. I think you're exactly right. You know what?
Funding. Hello.
When we have our screening, Garance, we're gonna have food and a celebration.
We shall. So anybody out there wants to be executive producer, you can have that title. We just need money.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh man,
we'll
that's so
good
funny.
Laughs.
Oh.
We'll have good laughs. We'll bring on all the kind,
Yeah.
But I think that story would be fun, and I'm still, I've been sitting down looking and reading and writing down a lot of the parts of our lives, and dang, if we don't have stories to share, so I'm having fun. So I'm really happy that you and I and Bill can sit here and have these phone conversations.
Oh, this is great.
It's not quite the same. It's not quite the same as when you're here with us.
As close as can be, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I have enjoyed, by the way, your podcasts and videos. A lot of the different subjects that you come up with, it's like amazing. They're fun. They're fun to take a look at. I enjoyed the one on visualization and manifestation, because that's something that I practice all the time.
It's important. A lot of people don't realize that, though. Yeah, like visualizing your life, I guess.
Yeah. And if you don't, I think in my case, many years ago, it feels like 1,000 years ago, when I was in the training position, and being kind of like a motivational sales goal oriented, like the Tony Robbins kind of things, I was in that kind of phase of my life. And one of the things that we had attended was a speaker was talking about a bucket list. And, that intrigued me, but he actually had us go in separate places of the hotel meeting rooms we were at, and just by ourselves spend 20 minutes to half hour just writing these things down. I mean, I was stuck for the first 10 minutes. And then finally, when it started flowing, I wrote a bunch of stuff that, shoots, I didn't even know whether it was even possible. And they say that once you think about a concept, or once you think about that visualization or what it looks like, and you write it down, there's something that goes on in your brain that actually allows events and situations to manifest itself, for that to come real.
Yeah, it does. Wasn't it? I don't know if you know, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Jim Carrey, the comedian actor, Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Didn't he write he had like a check back when checks were in, and I think he wrote $1 million to himself and he posted it on his mirror, like when he was dirt poor.
Yep, and he carried it around with him in his wallet.
Oh, that's what he did. Yeah, and it manifests, right? It just happened.
Oh, yeah. One day a contract actually came, and it was Jim Carrey, $1 million for that particular movie contract. And he took out his check. He took out his check, and he looked at that and he went, "Oh, I did it," and it happened. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It works,
it
Ron.
does. And the thing I was trying to do in that video, I'm far from being you guys are at Tony Robbins, but um, like Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus. No,
Yep.
Jack Nicklaus, yeah. Not Jack Nicholson, but Jack. Real quickly, Auntie. They talked about visualizing the golf shot, like every time they hit a shot,
Yep.
they visualize what it's gonna look like. But a lot of amateurs don't do that. I think that's one reason why they don't shoot good scores. The weekend guy, they're so negative already. I can't hit him, you know. But they think I
Well,
can hit him, but they don't visualize it, right? And they,
no, and
yeah.
it's the key. The key is a want and a desire. But if you can see it in your mind, it'll happen. Um, Michael Jordan, he was one of
Oh,
those.
Auntie, you're on it, Michael Jordan. Look at
You bet.
you. Look
The
at you.
3 pointers, he would visualize that at all the different parts of the court.
Oh my God, Auntie. You should work for
Oh, I know.
ESPN. Oh my God. Listen
I
to.
know,
Okay, so,
right?
okay, let's go, Michael Jordan, Auntie. Let's do it. That's why I love talking to you, man. You're versatile. Okay, yeah, Michael Jordan. Well, yeah, he did do that. He did visualize.
It's that our world, Ron, is we've got so many interesting people, and it's just amazing.
We do have a
And that's
lot.
why I say I think that film, once we get it going, I think it would be fun.
It would be fun making it. We have so much good people on a team. You know,
Yeah, we
Chip.
do.
We got Paul if he wants to help us out, but it's just the people. You know, you guys got so much stories. I don't think we need a storyboard. You just go shoot the stories and okay. What's the first one? And everybody just pick. Have coffee, poke, lao lao. This one, this one. Nah, put this one last. Okay, you know. No need storyboard. Nah, you still need to. But I was just kidding.
We
But
do we do need a
no,
story,
no,
but
you
one of
do,
them.
you do. But
One of them is one of on my bucket list is making having a lao lao making party. You know what I mean?
well, some
Well, maybe
people,
we can do that for our screening.
yeah. There's a right way and a wrong way to make traditional lao lao. Like my friend, he used rubber band.
What?
He used rubber band for like keep everything together. I go, bro, that's not traditional. He goes, yeah, it is. Bro, get taro leaf, get tea
Oh,
leaf. But you kind of get the spine and make them soft, and you gotta tie the tea leaf. Nah, bro. The extra wide rubber band from Office Max, bro. Well, you don't like eat, no eat then. Oh no, it's traditional, bro. I like eat. It's good. Traditional rubber band, yeah. Hawaiians had rubber band back then. I get it. They had Office Max. Come on. Oh, you like eat, right? I like eat. Okay, then shut up. It's traditional. Yeah, okay. You win.
it's like that book that you wrote. I had that on. I sent that to you on as far as all the different authors that were some of my favorites.
Yeah.
And the one that you sent about the hamburger steak,
Oh
I
my
was
God.
I was cracking up the entire time I was reading that, because you touched on you were so politically incorrect, and I loved every moment of it.
I think I would be banned. Like if I was a speaker, I'd be kicked out because
No, I don't. I
I
don't think
mince
so.
no words. I don't like mincing words. And I can just hear Uncle, hey, brother, you like get paid, you gotta mince your words, Ron. You gotta mince your words. Because it's all about money. It's about money, Ron. Money. Okay, nah, Uncle, it's about the principle. But how you gonna eat, you know more money. Okay. Time out.
Yeah.
Hey, Uncle Bill would lecture. Hey, bro, mince your words, bro. Come on.
Yeah, for real.
Uncle.
That's right, yeah,
Yeah. Uncle pull my ear. Bro, what you doing, bro? You know, brush your teeth,
I think
comb your hair.
Yeah, gotta be neat. Gotta keep the hair neat.
Oh yeah, and gotta mince the words. I get it. No, but yeah, that'd be cool though. I think making lao lao. You guys, when you do your podcast, we kind of like getting towards the end, Auntie. Wrap up time.
okay.
You guys do food a lot. You should have like a cooking segment on your podcast.
Oh, we should.
Yeah, like your lazy or your working man's hamburger steak.
Oh yeah.
I think
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that's trademark that, man. Yeah. And I want some
I
shares.
I got another one. I got a couple of actually good ones where it's just, I'm not a cook. I'm kind of lazy, and I just want to do something quick, fast, and delicious, and serve it up in, in one pan if
Does the
possible.
job, man.
I don't like to measure things or anything like that. I just kind of look in my cupboards and whatever I happen to have, and throw them together and see what comes out of it, right? And there's been times that we've had like those maybe the last bits of your marinade or salad dressings.
Yeah.
And you don't like throw them out, yeah?
Locals would never do that. My mother would slap my
Oh,
head. Hey,
yeah,
you get half a
exactly.
teaspoon of that mayo over there. What are you doing? I'm going to throw them away. Get over here. Papa. You can make a sandwich of that. Stupid boy.
Well, some of the meals I've made for folks coming over to the house, they don't know what they're going to get.
That's
and
the
so
best
I'll
way.
make something, and they sit there and they're going, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Can you share your recipe with me?" And I'm looking at them like, wait. I go in the garbage to see which bottle I empty.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, just,
But
yeah.
that's the best kind. Take out whatever vegetables you have in your refrigerator. That's, you're going to either have to spoil them and throw them out or put them in something.
And most of the stuff it works together. Most things do. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, yes, this has been a fun time here, Ron. I know we're wrapping it up.
Okay. So, what's on the agenda for today?
Okay.
More hiking?
We're actually... No, we're not going to be doing any hiking today. We might do it tonight for dinner.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you guys get graduation.
We have graduation this afternoon.
Okay.
And then so we're going into town to Seattle Center for that part, and then coming back and having a little bit of party time. Our graduate is actually leaving for one of those senior overnight parties that they don't know where they're going.
It's for safety. Yeah, safety.
Yeah, for safety. And I mean, they leave at 8:00 and then they come back at 5:00 in the morning. I mean, they're going to be up all night long.
Yeah, that keeps them safe. Yeah, that's good.
Yep. So that's the plan for today, and then I think Bill and I will probably go for an afternoon after the parties, kind of a little stroll around here because it is nice out here.
It is nice right now.
It'll cool down. It'll cool down to right now it's about 80. It'll cool down to about 74. Nice. So that'll be a nice walk.
I think so. All right. So is Uncle Bill there? Uncle Bill, anything you want to share? Any positive words, especially for the young men out there, Uncle? The young men need Uncle Bill.
Yeah. Well, I thank you, bro, for making time on Maui, and we stay over here in Washington State. All I can say is, you gotta keep going. No can give up. Because after we powered this interview, I go start working out like I always do. And then when I power, Auntie go enjoy her graduation. The girl, Sakura, been with Auntie since she's been 5 years old.
Yeah, she's a good dancer. I met them several times. Yeah, she's really...
Yeah, she's a mean dancer. But anyway, she's 5 years old. But today, I think she turned 18 or 19.
On Thursday, she turns 19.
19,
wow,
bro.
19. Whoa.
Yeah, I saw the girl when she was a baby.
Yeah.
Small to now.
Oh,
and I tell you,
cute girl.
You know what's good about her? She can UH Hawaii. She got accepted nursing.
Oh, cool. All right. She's going to be helping people, and that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, but she has it in her heart. She's a service-oriented person. But to answer your question, all I can say is everybody who, say, hurting or they had a situation in their life, don't give up, man. You got to keep on going because you know what? Only you can get better. You got to help yourself. Nobody else can. That's it.
Right. Right. You heard that, all you,
So
especially the young man out there, the young men. You gotta do them.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Okay, Uncle Bill. Thank
Aloha.
you. Okay. Aloha. Auntie, you still
Yeah.
there? Oh, okay, Uncle Bill.
Yep.
Okay, Auntie, you do anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, just keep having a joyful day and keep your eyes on the positive side of the world. We got a lot of stuff to live for.
I like that. Okay, Auntie, Uncle, you guys take care. God
All right,
bless.
bro.
Okay,
Okay.
you guys.
God bless.
Okay,
Yeah,
malama
be safe.
ponos, mahalo.
Aloha.
Okay, bye-bye.